roses out. So all the roses that are outside the orangery were planted by her. And so for me, it's one of my favorite because it reminds me of my grandmother. And that at Christmas time is wonderful because she was one of the saviors of my life when I was young.
I was hanging on every minute of television when Sean Killinger was out there with Harry and with Elton. And I was like, what is her life right now?
Right?
Much like when you were with Coldplay. I was like, what is her life right now? It was
Very
unbelievable.
surreal.
Very
Very
surreal.
surreal, right?
And I was there when she got that phone call.
That's
right. We went to that
That's a
event.
whole other story.
That
We
is
need
a
to do a
fun
video on
story.
that.
We should.
Speaking of matches made in heaven, right?
Yes.
I mean, this pairing, this duo is fragrance, art, decor, legacy, all rolled into one.
And I mean, the candle itself, if you look closely, it's like piano keys. Right? You get that E right there for Elton because this is his collection that he collabed with Slatkin Company. So you're getting a set of 3, 1 wick each, up to 35 hours each. You're getting one of the English Rose and Ivy, Champagne Quince Jelly. What's quince? It feels British.
Yeah. It's a fruit.
It's fruit?
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit? Is it a British fruit?
Indigenous only to England.
I mean, I lived in England for 2 years. Never had it. And you are also getting one of the Rhubarb Strawberry Crumble.
Yum.
All 3 come home for $27.99. That's $9 and change per candle that is developed by the king of home fragrance and Elton John, my friends.
This collaboration just launched.
Yes.
So it's amazing to me that this is already, being retired, right? Hence that, the clearance sale situation going on. And you're absolutely right. If we were out here presenting really just the vessels as though they were drinking glasses,
that's all I
think everybody would say. And
yes.
Absolutely, you know what? Freeze the wax when you're done, pop it out, give it a rinse, and you can use it however you like. But yes, everything about this says elegance, sophistication, right down to the Elton logo right there on the lid and on the glass. Harry, of course, does not just scent our homes, he scents the homes of celebrities, and many of them have over time become his dearest and most beloved friends, and Elton John is among them. So this collection is not just, and again, if we had just 2 minutes and we just gave everybody the scent names, many of us would go, I'm in. But when you hear the stories behind them, they get even more endearing and lovely. So for example, English Ivy and Rose, and you heard Elton sharing the story about his grandmother there, that while cooking, the kitchen windows are open, allowing the scent of roses to drift in. I hope you guys at home can hear that.
Can you hear that thunder?
It's really
That
romantic
is
and cool.
Really fantastic. I wish we had a fire going.
Well,
we have fires going right
that's
here.
right, little mini ones. English roses, climbing ivy, apple, English geranium. It's a floral like none other. But if you've ever smelled anything that is rose scented, the rose usually overpowers everything. And that is not the case here, because as it wafts through windows, it's not overpowering. Instead, it leaves you wanting more. How about, I'm going to go straight to one that I think Julia will love again because we shared a bottle of this the other night. Champagne Quince Jelly. Elton and his family have gifted friends with jellies and jams made from the fruits grown on his property. How delightful would it be to get a jar of champagne quince jelly from Sir Elton John
What's
himself?
a girl got to do?
Right?
She got a jar of that.
Sparkling cuvee champagne,
Ooh.
golden quince, persimmon, and candied peach. Quince is one of those fruits that has a delectable scent to it, but is not a strong flavor.
Okay.
And so you get that kind of, it's a beautiful pairing for champagne because champagne itself is very subtle, right? So for those who want something very elegant, very effervescent, very light, that's perfect. And remember, you get all 3. And then finally, I think this might be my favorite, strawberry rhubarb crumble.
Ooh.
Ripe rhubarb, red strawberry, honey drizzle, and crumbled pie crust.
I got the pie crust on
You get the pie crust?
Yeah, that one has a real warmth to it.
And a butteriness?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely,
You can do
like a
butter
crumble.
accord as well. Like so many things that you can capture.
Do you know what I love about Harry's candles and this collaboration and just what he's really all about? Is even if you want to light all 3 throughout your home, they don't overpower each other, they work together in harmony. And as the layers and the notes sort of become more apparent, the more you burn it, it becomes like the symphony of fragrance.
Wonderfully said.
Oh, thank you.
Wonderfully, masterfully said. And it's true, right? And how appropriate as we, talk about just a legend of a musician. That they should be symphonic, that they should marry together beautifully. And even though Harry is always using the highest grade of essential oils, something about the scents of these just seem even more luxurious. And these each will burn 35 hours. It's a single wick, which I love for a single large room, a dining room, my daughter's apartment, her starter apartment. You light one of these and you will still smell it from room to room to room. And again, I know technically we're talking about with, Christmas decorations in the background, but listen to these scents again and realize we're talking right now, summer, English ivy and rose.
There's nothing like an English garden. There's nothing, there's like a wildness to an English garden. It's not always so manicured. It lets nature
textbook
do what it wants to do, grow how it wants to grow.
Beautiful.
And I mean, with their climate, with their weather, it just produces the most beautiful gardens you've ever seen.
It's summer. Strawberry rhubarb crumble. There's your summer fruits.
Yeah.
There's your summer pastry. Champagne quince jelly. I ask you, is there a season
I was just
for
gonna
champagne?
say.
Give me a break.
Every season is champagne season. Oh, it's so good.
We need that press here for champagne button in our homes.
It's a goal. It's a goal. It's really good
Let
to
me
have
say,
goals.
I bet you Elton has one of those. In his...
I'm sure he does.
And he's going,
no doubt
button,
about
darling,
it.
I have buckets of them in every single room. There's no button required, right?
When I was in Mallorca like a month ago, I found this little square and I sat down to have an espresso martini and I looked over and do you know who I was sitting next to who was drinking the fanciest
I know this
champagne you could
story.
possibly imagine? Keith Richards. I have never been so starstruck. I can't even say it.
Is he
in my
as
entire
well? Is
life.
it Sir Keith Richards? I don't know.
He must be.
Right?
He must be. But
We're
just
meeting
saying, rock
now,
and roll
even
stars
though-
love their champagne.
I
Can't
mean,
fault them.
Can you blame them?
Can't fault them.
Can
Look,
you
you're
blame
getting all three. The color palette is also warm and soft at the
Yes.
same time.
And
then
please,
when you light
please
it,
reuse the
and
glass.
see that it is reminiscent of piano keys embossed all the way around. Up to 35 hours each. You're getting one each of the English rose and ivy, the champagne quince jelly, now I know what that is, and the rhubarb strawberry crumble. You're saving over $21 off of the QVC price. It's a 42% savings. $9.33 brings it home on an easy pay. And coincidentally, that's also how much each one is. So if you're looking for an under $10 gift, you got it right there with the name of Harry Slatkin and Sir Elton John. It's 846-8248.